Remember this, 15 to 20% of households have had thoughts or discussions about moving in the next 12 months. That's huge. So my name's Perry Power. I've been an estate agent for 20 years. I've helped thousands and thousands of people buy and sell property. My company, Power Bespoke, has recently won the award, that little baby up there, for the best estate agency in the county. And today I'm going to share with you my top tips when buying your first home. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, click the bell button, ding, so you're informed of new videos as I release them. Let's jump in. Alright, tip number 1. This is a biggie. Know what you can afford. So okay, you're probably thinking, nice one Perry, thanks for the advice. But you'll be surprised the amount of people that just go online, they go on a mortgage calculator, put in their income and what deposit they've got, and it throws out a budget they can stick to. But what you really need to be doing is speaking to an independent whole of market mortgage broker. They'll go deeper. They'll look at your credit score, tell you what you can and can't afford. And you need to know this because a lot of times we have buyers come to me who have been searching for houses way above their budget. So when it comes to actually making the offer and go into mortgage application stage, they end up not being able to afford it. I've had buyers view houses with me, love them, and then say, yeah, I really love it, but I'm really sorry. I've now spoken to a broker and my budget's £50,000 less. So tip number 1 is know exactly what you can afford and stick to it. So tip number 2 is all about compromise. You have to be prepared to compromise on the property you eventually buy. I have buyers come to me all the time and say, Perry, can you help me? I've been looking to buy a property for months and months. I just can't find somewhere. And when I say to them, tell me what you're looking for, they roll off a massive list of all the things they think they need in a property. When I say to them, right, let's condense that down into 5 nice to haves, and then you've got the 3 at the top are your must haves, they look at me blank. And I explain that there's no such property out there that's going to tick every single box. When my wife and I bought our first property, this one I'm in the home office in the garden, we compromised quite a bit on garden size. But we've got the 4 bedrooms, we've got the 3 bathrooms, we've got the garage, we've got the driveway. So the garden size was a little compromise for us. So it's really important that you understand where you can and can't compromise, and that will really help your property search. So don't waste time viewing properties that you probably shouldn't have viewed in the first place. So imagine this, imagine you found a house, imagine your must-haves were 15-minute walk from the train station or 30-minute walk from the train station. If that's a must-have because you don't want to get up earlier or you've got a longer walk from the train station at the end of your working day, put that at number 1. And if a 100-foot garden is a nice-to-have and you find a house right near the train station with a 50-foot garden, that to me is a house worth considering. So just remember, have your list, not too long, list of 5 things in total, 5 nice-to-haves. Make sure the top 3 are your must-haves. So in that list, you've got your 3 must-haves and then you've got 2 bonuses. If you find a house that ticks all 5 boxes, great. Offer on it, buy it, move in. If you find a house that only matches your top 3, still consider it. If you find a house that only ticks one of those 3 must-haves, don't consider it and move on. Top tip number 3. Now, this isn't necessarily, to be fair, none of these tips are just for first-time buyers. They're just as relevant for first-time buyers and any-time buyers. But tip number 3 is all around when you find that perfect property, create a negotiation plan. Now, rarely do I speak to buyers that have had a really good kind of planning session on, right, we've seen the house, we love it, we want to buy it, let's put together our negotiation plan. 9 times out of 10, they ring the estate agency with lots of emotion and excitement and place an offer, and that gets rejected and they increase their offer and all of a sudden they're paying 30 grand more than their initial offer. Remember this, if you don't have your own negotiation plan, you'll be part of somebody else's plan, and their plan is to have you buy at the highest price possible. So break it down, After you've seen a property, go home, sit down, chew it over, think it over with your partner, and then write out, right, it's on at 300, we're going to start at 280. Let's put the offer in. Side note on that, always make sure your offers are placed in writing, attaching your mortgage agreement in principle, your mortgage broker's contact details, your solicitor's details, your proof of deposit amount for your mortgage. Things like this in writing show the agent you're really organised and somebody that agent's going to want to do business with. Because hopefully, because you're so organised, you're going to make their life a lot easier. So when you place the offer, you know you're placing 280. Let's say you've got a place for 300, you want to get it for 290, and you're not going to offer 290 because your first offer is always going to be rejected. Remember that, super tip. Bing. Remember that your first offer, assume your first offer will always be rejected. Now, if they accept it, that should get the alarm bells ringing as to why. They've just bitten your hand off for the offer straight away. Maybe there's no more interest in the house. Maybe your offer is way higher than they expected to achieve. So always make sure you put a plan in place from what you want to pay for it, and then you start a bit lower. Don't go stupid. I hear advice on YouTube and, always offer 20% lower than the asking price. Nonsense. Do that and you run the risk of the seller just refusing to sell a house to you, period. Because they might have already priced the house 5% below market value to get a quick sale. You then go and insult them with a 20% lower offer, you're in trouble. So base your offer on what you see is a fair value based on what else is around in the market and how much you can afford, ultimately. So 300 grand house, you want to get it for 290, you offer 280, knowing that's going to be rejected, you place the offer in writing, and then you wait. They're going to probably reject it, and you're not going to increase straight away. You're going to wait. You're going to sleep on it. You're going to wait for them to contact you. There's a whole plan template that I put together for buyers of property, and I'll put a link in the description below. I won't make this video too long. Check it out in the description below and download the full guide. So tip number 4, this one's really interesting and 99% of buyers don't do it. So here it is. You ready? Don't just search on-market properties. 99% of buyers, understandably, are searching properties that are on the market, on Rightmove, on Zoopla, and the newest ones come onto the market. All the buyers that want to buy are chasing those new ones, right? Then you've got competition. The price you're going to pay is probably going to go up. You might even lose out on the property entirely. A really clever strategy that the 1% of property searchers do is search off-market. Now we've got a really cool tool, which I'll leave a link in the description below, which allows you to search anywhere in the UK for any house, whether it's on the market or not. Remember this, 15 to 20% of households have had thoughts or discussions about moving in the next 12 months. That's huge. The aim with an off-market property search is to get in front of people before they go on the market. We regularly help clients buy properties before they even go to public market, and that suits the seller perfectly because they wanted a discreet property sale. So tip number 4 is all around search off market as well as on market. Link in description to the search tool. Tip number 5. This is a biggie. Tips 1, 2, 3 and 4 you won't even need to remember if you take action on this tip, which is use a property buying agent. So pretty much every single seller has an estate agent, right, in the UK. Buyers don't have an agent. In the US and most other countries in the world, the buyer and the seller have an agent. The buyer agent advises the buyer. The seller agent advises the seller. The seller agent's goal is to get the seller the best outcome. The buyer agent goal is to get the buyer the best outcome. So if you have a buying agent working on your behalf, they'll help with all these tips. They'll help with putting you in touch with a great mortgage broker. PS, I'll put a link in the description to the brokers we use who are brilliant. They will help you find the property on and off market. They'll help you negotiate the purchase price. They'll help you navigate the challenges and hurdles that are undoubtedly going to come up throughout the property purchase process. Cool, that's a lot of P's. So using a buying agent will ensure you get experienced, expert advice in your corner. Now, this is more and more important, in my opinion, for first-time buyers, because they're the most inexperienced, naive, haven't done it before, and unfortunately, estate agents in the UK aren't trusted by 74% of the population. And there's good reason for that. Now, there's lots of great agents out there, there really is, but the majority ruin it for the minority. If you've got a buying agent in your corner, they'll be dealing with the agent selling the property, acting in your best interest to get you the best price, the best outcome, the best terms, the best timescales, to have that dining table and chairs negotiated in with a deal that you really love. So bear in mind, going it alone won't always get you the best outcome. Everybody at some point in their life, particularly when buying and selling property, need professional representation. It's like an accountant will handle your tax returns because you need a professional doing that. It's like a solicitor handling, I hate to say it, your divorce, because you need someone professional in your corner getting you the best outcome. It's like when you have an open heart surgery, you ain't going to want to go to some backstreet doctors. You're going to want a proper experienced expert who's done hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of the same successful procedure to make sure that you've got the right person in your corner. Exactly the same with a buying agent. Use their experience, their expertise, their knowledge to get you the best outcome and to help you through the process from start to finish. So there we go. There's 5 tips for first-time home buyers. Now actually, they're just as relevant for any-time home buyers as much as first-time home buyers. So I hope you find them helpful. Check out the links in the description. I'll put links to our negotiation plan, to the mortgage brokerage firm we recommend. I'll put a link to the property search tool. And if you need anything at all, I'll add a link to a book a call page where you can book a call with our award-winning team at Power Bespoke. And I'll see you on the next video.